Now, some Americans are saying no to high tax states. In fact, moving to states like Nevada, Texas, Washington. They have no state income taxes. Joining us now, former Clinton pollster Doug Schoen. Do you see this continuing in the new year and the consequences of it? Because I know in the 1950s, New York State, for instance, had over 50 congressional members, and now that number is on the cusp of being 20.
Right, and I think it more likely than not will be 20, because I don't see this being abated. The limitation on state and local tax deductions means that for many high-income earners, it has gotten even more expensive to live in New York City and state. And you know what? I mean, I'm one of those actively considering heading to a state you didn't mention, but relatively close, Florida.
Yeah, well, that's, we got a lot of friends down there. But here's the thing. This exodus began even before the new tax laws.
Sure it did.
And I mean, these are individually high tax states: New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, California, and it feels like they get to a place where they've crossed the Rubicon. They can't come back. There's nothing they can do. All their schemes involve higher taxes, and essentially you've got a bifurcated, very wealthy people who can deal with it, and then everyone else.
Well, that's right. I mean, if you're, say, a hedge fund manager or self-employed, and you're facing in New York an additional 14% in state, city, and other local taxes versus no taxes in Miami or Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, it's sort of a no-brainer, and it's a better quality of life down there for many.
Why do Democratic politicians get away with this? I mean, essentially they do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in California, there was a mini revolt against the new gas tax, and then I guess they were able to charm their way and explain it. I guess it connected to climate or whatever.
That's what they did.
And the populists put away the pitchforks and torches.
Well, there's still going to be, I think, a steady exodus because people are ultimately economically rational. The quality of life in New York, I think we both agree, is not getting better, potentially getting worse. It's a better quality of life in those low-tax states for many, and it's sure a lot less expensive. And I think the exodus will continue. Yeah. I don't see anything changing, Charles.
I had to park at a different lot today, Doug, so I walked a few extra blocks. And, I mean, the amount of rats that I counted on my way from the garage to the studio, mind-boggling.
Charles,
I mean, it's ugly stuff.
My friends from out of town who park in Midtown in those high-end lots come out smiling and say, what I just paid in parking is my rent back home.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about 2020 and the Dems, because Elizabeth Warren getting closer. She's got this exploratory committee. It feels like she's going to run. She's raised a fair amount of money.
Pretty clear she is going to run.
Well, we want to make an assessment.
Sure.
How we looking here?
Look, there's going to be someone who emerges, one, either a new face, or second, a progressive, or indeed both. She's trying to be the person who checks both boxes.
She wants a foot in both camps. It's sort of the Bernie camp and
the new face camp and the feminist camp, maybe three camps. She had a little problem with that DNA test she took. She did at Trump's behest, which didn't work out so well for her about her Native American status. But I think she figures if she gets out on the campaign trail, starts bashing the big banks and financial institutions, all will be well.
All right, so you've got the traditional Republicans that probably now, the sort of Clinton, would you consider them the Clinton the Democrats rather?
There are some.
The Bernie Democrats, and then this newfangled, new socialist, Democratic socialist wing.
Right.
Who's got the momentum? Who should be representing, in your mind, the party in 2020?
Well, those are two different questions. I think the momentum is with the progressives. It's not at all clear that they have the votes at this point to dominate the process. But in terms of new policies like Medicare for all, it's clear they're the ones driving that. Bernie and his compatriots, the $15 minimum wage, things like a job for all of that's coming from the progressive.
What will unify? What boxes check for all of them? In other words, because it feels like they're all sort of taking Medicare for all now. I mean, even President Obama has jumped on that bandwagon.
Sure.
I think attacking the rich, that's always sort of on a Democratic
that's
thing,
true.
Particularly after these tax cuts.
Sure.
So there are certain things that they're all going to run on no matter what.
There's one big thing you haven't mentioned. opposition to Donald Trump. They are going to compete to attack Trump as viciously and violently as they can. And I think that's where much of the energy for impeachment is going to come from, the 20, 30-odd candidates considering or actually planning to run.
How do you narrow that down? I mean, really, how can you? I mean, again, it's going to be at least 24 candidates, perhaps, right?
Sure.
Maybe more. What's the process?
Sure. Well, there is something called the invisible primary that comes first, which is who will the donors go to? If you can't raise money, you can't run. Unless you're a Bernie who can raise it in small amounts. But if you can't raise it in small amounts or big amounts, you're not competitive. I think there'll be a winnowing out process. Then it'll be a question of who breaks through in the polls. Then it's who does well in the first couple of states like Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and then Super Tuesday on March 3rd.
Well, Doug, glad you're here to shake that out.
Charles,
the invisible primary?
Invisible primary involving money.
Love it.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Same to you, my friend.
Okay.